I apologise in advance for this audio recording because it is completely unrehearsed and unscripted, so you're going to have to bear with me on this one. I just thought I'd talk about something interesting that I just found while, of course, you get to watch this piece of work I do. This is Lucy, of course, in a Chinese-style zombie. Now, those zombies are quite interesting because they're not supposed to walk, they're supposed to hop. So maybe in the future I'll do a little follow-up where Lucy is corrected about how these zombies should go about. Anyway, back to something a bit more interesting. I am currently on a page, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this correctly, so hopefully I'm not butchering it. GeoShear's Creepypasta Wiki. And it turns out there are a few entries for creepypastas involving the Loud House. And I haven't checked any of these, I've just kind of discovered it, so I'm thinking of going through one or two of these while you watch this video. But there's not really that much, and I can't tell if I should be thankful or not for that. But, okay, we have the Loud House X, and this one does come with a little thumbnail. A badly photoshopped, it's not even, I think it's MS Paint, of Lily. I think she's being stabbed, and there's something going on with her nappy or her diaper. So I'll have to check that one out right now to see what it's all about. Excuse me. Oh, actually, there's quite a bit here. Okay, the Loud House X. Prologue of previous events. I have been a Nickelodeon fan for quite some time. I stumbled upon the Loud House 2016. I watched the show, I started to love the show, and I was quite cohesive in my television. Huh? I brought all the home media, got all interested in Nickelodeon itself besides other shows. It was enjoyable. The Loud siblings range from Laurie, a narcissist who's always there for her younger siblings, shown in No Guts, No Glory. Okay. The DVD arrives at the door. Here we go. I was watching the local news for Augusta when I found a DVD outside my small rustic apartment door. I picked up the DVD covered in dust and read it. And it read, sorry, The Loud House X. The big X below the title was quite odd, and the handwriting was quite amateurish. I thought this was a prank until I saw that the DVD was too well made on the inside from someone in my complex. I picked up the DVD and took it inside. I set the DVD on my table next to my gigantic but comfortable sofa. Days went by, then weeks, then a month. One day my little nephew was over and he asked about the DVD. He was asking, "Uncle Jack, can we watch the DVD together? I love the Loud House, oh so much." I told my nephew, without lying. Sorry. I told my nephew without lying, "Sure, why not?" Sorry. I'm sorry. Oh no. I'm sorry. I told my nephew without lying, "Sure, why not? What could go wrong? I mean, it's a kids show DVD, like the good old days." Horror begins. I turned on the TV and opened the DVD case. The disc read, "Welcome to the Loud House, a set of 8 loud-tastic episodes." The words made my nephew smile. That's all I wanted. I put the disc in and I set it up, and a menu popped up. I clicked for episode selection, and the episode selection screen showed up. Me and my nephew started watching the episodes, and each one made us laugh our tails off. Oh, now I'm just getting like the idea that this was written by a furry. No offense to them. Then we finished the 6th episode, and we returned to the episode selection menu. Then it started the highway to horror. The 7th episode had no title. There was just a picture of Mr. Grouse with a gun to Lily's head. My nephew's jaw dropped to the carpet and he fainted. I thought it was a hack. So the dumb person I was, I clicked on it. The episode began with the Loud House intro, normal. However, the title card was different. That strange, peculiar title card read, quite gunny. There was a clown with a gun on the title card too. It had a poor quality cut to Mr. Loud. It had a poor quality cut to Mr. Loud spanking Lily while Mrs. Loud was driving Vanzilla. Mrs. Loud began to speak to Mr. Loud. Why are you doing this? Lily is a little girl. She doesn't deserve to die. She barely had a life to live, Lynn. Mr. Loud replied in anger. Shut your big mouth. Do you want to die too? They ruined our lives. Why did we have so much? There's an abortion. Adoption. Sorry, I gotta say that again. Shut your big mouth. Do you want to die too? They ruined our lives. Why did we have so much when there's abortion, adoption and birth control? Mrs. Loud drove Vanzilla quiet until they reached Mr. Grouse's front lawn. Mr. Loud got out and Mrs. Loud with Lily in the car. Mr. Loud left Mr. Grouse and asked Mr. Grouse, do you want peace? You can get Lily and the siblings out the picture. Mr. Grouse had a devil's smile and replied in demonic happiness, yes, I'll get my gun, no charge. I can't wait for the silence again. Sorry, I can't wait there to be silence again. Mr. Loud walked over, grabbed Lily. He then handed Lily to Mr. Grouse, and he began to walk with Mr. Grouse inside 1216 Franklin Avenue, and the two sat Lily on the living room coffee table. Mr. Grouse put a gun to Lily's head and started singing Rockabye Baby and pulled the trigger. Lily's head that had begun to get gore covered, and I was going to throw up. Some of the Loud family is no longer with us, but some are still living the sadness of the murder. After Lily was killed, the episode became more horrific. Mrs. Loud went outside and used the rope swing to hang herself because of Lily's homicide. Laurie got aware and told everyone of the two deaths. Laurie went to the city to get comfort from Bobby, but it ended as Bobby was a secret hitman from Mr. Loud. Laurie was walking on the sidewalk and Bobby pushed her into the road, causing a hit and run accident. Bobby was arrested and sentenced to 30 years in prison. Well, I'm glad all that got sorted. Lenny survived all of this. Okay. She attended college. No. Okay, he spelled. And attended Conflage. Later in the episode, it shows Lenny as an adult recalling the fatalities to live news. Luna started an alcohol addiction and died of drinking too much alcohol at age 19. Luann also lived but gave up comedy and did an additional interview, as well as Lisa, who became an astronaut, Lucy, who became a worker on the Princess Pony show, Lana, who became a veterinarian, and Lincoln, who's a gamer with his kids. He held his only daughter and 5 youngest sons. Lynn had a heart attack after she used endrophyline? I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that. And died during a basketball game in Luna's arms as Lola was What? And died during a basketball game in Luna's full stop arms as Lola was crossing a crossroad and was hit by a truck. At the end, there was a funeral for the dead Loud Lily. Rita, Laurie, Lynn Jr. and Lola, Mr. Loud and Mr. Grouse have become wanted serial killers. The aftermath. I have never located nor identified who created this DVD, and I believe that the person who made it is local. I have since given the tape to police. But it's a DVD. It's not a tape. What am I trying to... get... But there have been no additional clues. The tape had fingerprints, but no matches ever. Testing on the case, the DVD is a possibility, but is not being disclosed if the PD will do it. My nephew still visits me, but we watch our shows on actual TV, not DVDs. Okay. Okay, I didn't expect to read that. Alright, then what I'll do is then I'll pretty much leave it here, because I believe I'm actually coming up to the end of this video now. Yeah, I'm coming up to the end of it now. All I can really add to the rest of this is say that if you like my stuff and you wish to support me, I've got a Patreon link in the description below. It really does help, and I am working on like Patreon, projects on Patreon, so you know you will get something for your support. It's not exclusive content. Everything I do on Patreon will eventually be released. But bloody hell, that was I'm not quite sure what the correct term for this is, but yeah, whoever wrote that, if they were really trying to be serious, they're not going to look back at this with fond memories. Oh, wait a minute, there's a screenshot. Holy fuck, there's a screenshot. Oh no. Oh no, this is terrible.